How's it going, everybody? This is Rob of Novakast back with some more of, I guess, commentary content for you guys. And with this video, we are once again discussing Onision. Now, with this recent video, I want to point out that I had to cut out some of the clips as well as I'm gonna say this as I was recording it, also add a parody photo as the main image for the video itself. So with this particular video, Onision is, how should I put this? I feel like with this particular video, he's trying to garner try to get the attention from some of the people who have kind of talked against him, who he used to consider his quote unquote friends. And I will say that the main focal point of this particular video is Eugene Cooney. So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get started on this shit.
What do YouTubers have to say about the amazing Onision? You know, the man, the myth, the legend.
Onision, you're not a legend. And you sure as hell are not amazing. You are a blight of this website and the internet.
In 2016, D Fizzy said, "Kiss me," of course referring to Onision, because I guess they were the best of pals back then. Then you jump ahead a little bit, and D Fizzy says, "Dear Gregory POS Onision, please let Eugenia recover in silence and stop making videos covering it when it is not wanted. Do you see her on the internet? Do you see her making statements about her recovery? No, so let her be and leave her the F alone."
So, we all know that Onision thinks he can never do any wrong. So, I'm going to say this. By doing videos like this where you're constantly bringing up her name, as well as, I'm going to say this, even though you are using other YouTubers as kind of like a scapegoat for this topic, because we all know that you feel, quote-unquote, proud to, quote-unquote, I'm just going to say it as it is, harass Eugene Cooney. You are so proud at harassing Eugene Cooney that you get butthurt when people call you out for said harassment. You can't handle it.
He's responding to me talking about stuff that people submitted to me via my email.
Okay, people sent you stuff through your email. That doesn't give you the fucking right to post it. You don't have permission from Eugene Cooney yourself to post the stuff that was presented to you. Especially after you said that if she contacts me, I will never make videos about her again. She contacted you, and you still decided to do videos anyways.
And there was a tweet that I penned where I specifically congratulated Eugenia Cooney on her recovery. Apparently we're not supposed to congratulate her, as all these videos were congratulatory and celebrating what a hero she is.
Yeah, but she didn't want you to make those videos. She asked you, once to stop making videos about her. And that you would never do videos again. And then you were pretty much like, fuck her feelings. I'm Onision. I'm the myth. I'm the legend. I can do no wrong. I'll do as many videos as I want because I am an obsessive fucking asshole.
But when you want to be angry at someone, when you want to demonize and dehumanize someone, like D Fizzy regularly does to me, Jacqueline Glenn says, "Watching Onision videos makes me want to smoke a bowl. Drugs are cool, kids."
Are you fucking stupid? Okay. So, at this point, I'm going to say this. She was using it as a comparison she would rather do that than have to deal with your bullshit. Which I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of people would feel.
Jacqueline Glenn once again making an entire video about me. She says, Onision gave me relationship advice with the crying face laughing emoji. So what happened to Jacqueline Glenn last time she didn't take my relationship advice? Ah yes, she made an 18-minute video called I'm an Idiot, where she's just sobbing because, oh that's right, she didn't take my relationship advice. And had she taken my relationship advice, she wouldn't have wound up in the position she was, being cheated on with 4 different women.
Okay, so I'm going to say it as it is, because given your record, the only person that would probably take dating advice from you would be somebody that isn't all there. Okay? And when it comes down to it, you have repeatedly slandered her. So why do you think she wouldn't, take advice from you? I know that you love to forget that little detail, that you made video after video harassing Jacqueline Glenn. I almost said Eugene Cooney, but just like everybody, you make video after video after video harassing. By the way, I want to point out something too. What I'm doing right now is commentary over his behavior, just because people get the whole harassment thing confused. What he does, where he goes and does a video, as well as talks about the individual, but giving false details, usually, making assumptions, slandering the individual, that would be considered harassment. In fact, for some people, that would be considered bullying, an unwanted behavior. Actually, I think the term that Onision would use for that at that point would be stalking.
But no, let's just act like that's a cry face emoji thing and not learn from your previous mistakes whatsoever. Jacqueline Glenn also made a video called I'm Suing Onision. Still waiting to get sued. I guess it was just a title.
As I've heard from other people's stories when it comes to lawsuits, it takes a lot of time and money to go through. So more than likely, Jacqueline Glenn is still getting that set up where she sues your ass, but ultimately it's probably taking longer than she expected, because there are certain factors that they have to look over before suing you. Though I will say that more than likely there will be other people that will want to sue your ass, especially with you making false copyright claims. Which, by the way, I have to ask, because I'm hoping this isn't YouTube, because they should have taken one of my videos down, because I'm appealing every single one of the claims that you make. Are you keeping some videos from being taken down? You do realize I make no revenue off of your videos, right? There's no monetization. Which, I kind of wonder how he feels about that. Knowing that there are some channels that, don't make money off of his shit. I'm pretty sure his brain couldn't comprehend.
And back in the day, Jacqueline Glenn and I acted like human beings who were nice to each other, and we tweeted nice things to each other. How about that?
Yeah, but that was probably before, once again, you treated her like shit and was, talking about her in a negative light in several of your videos. Also, I want to point out, too, that relationships die. I mean, Onision should know this by now, especially with him being in a relationship with so many people. Relationships die, and sometimes people aren't, very, I guess you could say, I don't want to say compatible, because then that would mean you're like in a serious relationship. But that's pretty much what it is you lose interests in each other. You don't like the same things for some reason, and you guys just move on. Except Onision can't move on, and acts like a total bitch about it.
She even once called me her friend, a friend who gave really good advice that she ignored.
Again, who would ever take advice from you, Onision?
Blair White says, "You effing suck as a human being." This is odd. It's literally in response to me saying, Eugenia Cooney is getting better, and I could not be happier. Congrats to Eugenia Cooney for not only getting better, but being an inspiration to everyone who is going through a similar situation and now can see recovery is possible thanks to you. You are a hero. Thank you. That's what people are so upset about. Isn't that odd?
Not really. I mean, this mostly stems with the fact that you said you weren't going to do videos about her anymore. But with her being present or not present on the internet, you'd think that a lot of people, well, I mean, everybody except you, everybody has a sort of, or shows a sort of respect to her, not being present, trying to get better. But you, Onision, you're like, I don't fucking care about people's feelings. I just want to make a quick buck. I want to put ads on my videos, which you've done several times. By the way, this whole thing about recovery, it's not. It's not about recovery. You're putting ads on these videos. Eugenia Cooney, as well as other people that you talk about, are just fucking cash cows to you. You don't care. I would say that if you did actually care, then you wouldn't have put ads on the videos. But you're using her to make some money. That's basically it.
Like, what would people be happy with me doing? Because when you congratulate somebody for their recovery and call them a hero, apparently that's some kind of social offense.
Well, it kind of is in your case when the person in question who you talk about said they didn't want you to make any more videos. Now, I want to point out too, like, the basic thing when it comes to that whole conversation between Jack and Glenn and Onision. And I will say that with the internet, if you say the wrong thing, if you don't give enough detail to what you say, it ends up screwing you over. I mean, in this case, he says, if Jack and Glenn emails me, I will never make videos about her again. Not, I will keep making positive videos. I will keep making parody videos. I will not make videos. Period. And more than likely because he probably thought, oh, she's not gonna ask me. She's not gonna ask me. But sure enough, she did. And now he backpedals constantly about this whole topic. Like, oh, I'm just being apologetic. Oh, I'm just being supportive. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. No. You need to stop. Somebody asked you nicely. So stop.
Speaking of social, the last thing Social Repose had to say about me was a video of him where he ranks every single video I made about him. I would make a video ranking all the videos he's made about me, but I don't really want to watch Social Repose videos. He's a great artist in numerous ways to some people, just not something that I admire. His other most recent tweet is just him talking publicly about how I blocked him. I think that was the whole cheating on Jacqueline Glenn thing. That was probably a good reason to block him, which of course Jacqueline Glenn doesn't recognize or appreciate for some reason, despite her apologizing to me for our past. It seems like one of us meant the apology and the other person didn't.
Oh, fuck off, you cuck. You sound like a whiny little bitch in this video, I swear. Oh, she doesn't like me even though she apologized to me. Boo fuckity hoo. And I have to continue bringing up the fact that you harassed her. repeatedly in your videos. I mean, okay, I'm going to say this. Really, nobody's going to listen to you, especially when you say that the reason that they, quote-unquote, got breast surgery was because he had Diddy issues. As well as, granted, I don't want to give him this. In fact, I'm not giving him this. Yes, what happened with Social Pose and Jack and Glenn was fucked up. But you can't assume why people are doing things, especially when it comes to their body. Alright?
Shane Dawson tweeting to both my spouse and I say spouse because it just is so much easier for everyone who isn't yet introduced to the whole trans concept.
Okay, no. I think the reason you're just calling Kai, Lainey, Taylor your quote-unquote spouse is because you're getting shit for giving shit to Calvin and other people for not calling your spouse your husband. But then you doing the same thing that they were doing, calling them your spouse.
My spouse and I have spoken about this, and I could say husband, but then you get social problems that you just don't want to deal with. And I know this creates a lot of outrage in people, but guess what? You haven't lived our life. You don't know what it's like to be us. And everyone has their reasons for doing things which you couldn't possibly understand without living their life as well.
Okay, they haven't lived your life, okay. But are you denouncing people who may have had, or at least shared the same experiences as you? And especially since, time and time again, you have made your life public to society. I mean, at this point, people, see you for what you are. People, at the very least, not your, people who aren't your brain dead fans, have kind of discussed you. We have gone over everything that you've done, especially when it comes to your relationships. And as I said before, you have a, kind of a horrible track record when it comes to relationships.
Human, after all. Anyway, Shane Dawson tweets to my husband and I, or my spouse and I, saying that he better have been in the vows. Because, little story, I actually met Shane Dawson at VidCon 2011, I think. And that's how my soon-to-be spouse discovered me, is from me kissing a guy. And now I'm married to a guy. How weird.
Okay, so you met another YouTuber from the internet. What do you want? A cookie?
But no, he wanted credit for that, jokingly, of course, because without that collaboration with Shane Dawson, I probably never would have found my spouse, never would have had the awesome family that I have now. So I do owe him that, and that's a big deal. And don't be mad at Shane Dawson for the whole gendering thing going on here, because this was before the transition. But he says, every time you kiss your husband, you remember he found you through a video of you kissing me, you're welcome, ha ha ha. Okay, not being humble about it. Cool. But as you can see, Shane isn't trying to profit off drama or be enraged by someone simply tweeting a congratulatory picture that was posted with their consent to a public Instagram by their hairstylist. It's absurd, and this is pure outrage culture.
Okay, as far as when it comes to the picture, I believe it was she was allowed to take the picture. There was nothing about her giving it to you. Because you claimed that this individual is a fan of you, and they took the picture, and they sent it to you. You still have no right. You don't have her permission to post it. Period. And the reason that there's outrage is because you do scummy shit like this, and you try to justify it over and over and over again. If there's any, quote-unquote outrage, there's a reason for it. It's not like we pulled a name out of a hat, be like, okay, it's Onision. We're gonna pour outrage towards Onision for no fucking reason. You've been doing scummy shit for the past 11 to 12 years that you've been on the internet. You treated a ton of people like garbage over the internet. Why do you think there would be, people mad at you?
When you get mad at someone doing something good.
Good for who? You? Good for your bank account? Fuck off. Just fuck off, you cuck.
I was very loud and vocal when Eugenia Cooney was suffering her disorder, and almost nobody else, especially these people, were making videos or even talking about it in any way. And now that I'm loud and vocal about her recovery, they're still mad at me. Seems kind of...
Because what you did, it wasn't supportive. It wasn't helping her in any way. In fact, it was probably making the situation worse, which is probably why she went into recovery. Because, let's be honest here. You told your fans to try to spam the get help hotlines or whatever, and we're telling them about Eugenia Cooney and trying to get her forced into treatment. Unfortunately, and I know this sounds bad, but unfortunately you can't try to force somebody who's suffering like that into treatment. Yes, it'd be better for them to be in it, but you can't force them. By doing so, it just makes the situation worse and worse. They have to go at their own admission. But let's be real here. A scum suck like you wouldn't know that.
Odd. All right, so here we have Jeffree Star. I'm actually gonna screen cap this. As you can see, it's a normal Twitter thing, and I encourage you guys to go screen cap it now before it gets deleted. But you click on this and it goes to, blocked. I wonder how I could see it despite me being blocked. But if you go back, click it again, there it is. So, obviously, all I have to do is hover over it to confirm that is his profile. But I just now found out that he tweeted me, "It was good meeting you," the other night. And that was when he literally just called me an FAGGOT countless times and said that I probably want to SD and all those other things that were very clear sexual harassment, especially since Jeffree Star has repeatedly stated in the past that he's into straight guys, which I was identifying as straight at the time. But, of course, almost nobody's going to listen to me about this because for some reason, despite me being right about so many people in the past, popularity is all that matters, not the truth.
So, I'm just going to say it as it is. When it comes to with this whole situation, especially with you claiming that nobody wants to hear the truth, nobody wants to hear the truth from somebody who made a 50 to an hour minute video of Shane Dawson supposedly, or no, allegedly being a pedophile, with no evidence but a few jokes that were taken out of context. And you yourself, knowing that those were taken out of context to make them look bad, you proceeded to run with that information anyways, because you have a hate boner for Shane Dawson.
Something that's kind of depressing is Andy Biersack has deleted every tweet he's ever made to me. So it seems, but I guess I understand because he has an image to uphold and I'm kind of super difficult to be associated with, what with the public outrage regarding me and apparently congratulating people on getting better, which is just such a horrible crime, I guess.
Yeah, so Onision, keep stroking your pathetic ego. Just keep stroking it. Because that's all you can do at this point. You can constantly lie to yourself about your impact on the community, but you can't lie to everybody else.
But I guess he tweeted me this at some point. I'm not sure why. I was probably being an idiot. Oh, I said, AKA go vegan. So yeah, I was being the typical self-righteous a-hole who sees someone against animal abuse, and I'm like, if you really want to stop animal abuse, you should probably be vegan. You know, that's very typical of me. It wasn't as bad as I thought it might be. Here's Eugenia Cooney being a sweetheart as usual. She says, I'm very sorry you feel that way. I did not force anyone to delete a channel, and I'm not telling anyone to be or look like me. Apparently there's no Twitter or tweet to look at, as it seems clear whoever said something deleted it. But right before that, she says, I personally do not feel like Onision has good intentions with a lot of the things he does, and I don't really feel like it's about quote unquote helping. That's why you kind of got to know me like in real life to actually understand my true intentions.
You have repeatedly created drama to make extra money. I think at that point, your intentions are very clear on what you're doing and what you want as an outcome.
Like Jacqueline Glenn clearly liked me in real life. Jeffree Star clearly liked me in real life. D Fizzy clearly liked me in real life. You guys all are well aware social media turns us into something that we shouldn't be.
For some people, yes. Yes, it does. But you can't make this whole accusation that because of social media, those people changed and became horrible. Maybe look into yourself and realize, like, if you actually listen to what other people had to say about you, because I know you avoid, allegedly, you avoid watching the criticism from other people about you and your actions, and you just try to make excuses for it. If you were to maybe listen to what other people had to say and actually acknowledge, maybe you would kind of understand why people have a problem with you.
And if we could be real and human for a second and just hear what I just said, like actually acknowledge this reality, we are such better people typically in person than we are online. Just a request to Blair White, Jacqueline Glenn, D Fizzy, basically everyone. When you tweet online, and this includes myself, we need to start talking to each other like we're human beings. Because this whole, I'm going to make someone look as bad as possible and be self-righteous and act like I'm so much better than them. Again, this is D Fizzy, Jacqueline Glenn, Blair White, constantly. It's really silly, considering how well we all got along in person. Mind you, I've never met Blair White, but I'm pretty sure we'd be perfectly decent to each other as well. And I hope that you guys can escape this fake online culture that tries to make things black and white, because none of us are all evil or all good or anything like that. And just a common sense statement, when someone tweets congratulations to someone for recovering from a horrible disorder and talks about how proud of them they are and talks about how they're a hero and talks about them being inspirational, if you find a way to make that evil, I really think you need to see a therapist, because that is just, I can't comprehend that. But again, that's outrage culture.
And with that final statement, again, people that you used to know that act, I would say, were your friends, they end up changing when you treat them like shit. They don't associate with you anymore. Relationships change over time. And when it comes to, and I'm surprised you didn't mention the other people, like many other people who have called you out on Twitter. I'm going to say this right now. You do stupid shit or say stupid shit, then people will probably end up calling you on it. Which you've done. A lot. So don't get butthurt when people want to call you out or feel like they need to call you out, especially when you say something that is wrong. So, I'm going to say this. Final thoughts on this particular video. I feel that this was, its intentions were to try to get people to do videos on him. I know that's odd, because I'm doing a video right now. But, right now, he wants those people to do videos on him. Like Jacqueline Glenn, Blair White, Jeffree Star, etc. Shane Dawson will give him the time of the day, and it seems like the other individual won't either, as well as Jeffree Star. Jacqueline Glenn seems like she has moved on, as well as Blair White. So he's not getting the attention he wants, which is pissing him off. So at this point, good on them. I will say that it gives other people a chance to maybe speak their minds. But whatever. So thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you guys have anything that you want to mention in the comments, leave in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. This is Rob of Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care.